And yet, you have in Ukraine emerged from the 20th century as a proud and a united and an independent nation, and I pay tribute to that. But your independence, your sovereignty, your unity is now once again under threat. The previous government, there is no doubt, looted the country through corruption, and of course it murdered some of those who protested against them. And now Russia has illegally annexed part of Ukraine's territory and is actively creating unrest in other parts of the country. I think they want to stop you from holding elections. That is the objective. And that reflects a fear of the power of democracy. People are afraid of what that means. Of course, international diplomacy to try to resolve this remains of huge importance. And in the UK, we supported what was agreed at Geneva on the 17th of April. I'm pleased to see that the Ukrainian government set about the implementation of what was agreed, cooperating with the OSCE monitors, putting the draft the work on decentralization in a new constitution. I was very sorry to see that Russia did not implement any part of what was agreed at Geneva on the 17th of April, and we have continued to press Russia. Say a word about the public buildings and holding roadblocks in parts of eastern Ukraine. It is clear that the leading elements of these forces, it is clear to us from their training, their equipment, their identical behavior to infiltrators in Crimea, are not simply pro-Russian forces. Parts of them have been Russian forces, not just pro-Russian. I think that is common sense, that is quite obvious. They have added to their strength with other recruits, and there are widespread and credible reports that many of these are actually hired thugs of one kind or another. They are not representative from what we have heard and seen of local people. There should be no doubt that the Russian government is trying to orchestrate conflict and provocations in the east and south of Ukraine, and that the immediate goal is the disruption of elections on the 25th of May, although of course they might also intervention. By using civilians as cover, these infiltrators present the Ukrainian government with a very difficult dilemma. The Ukrainian authorities have a duty, of course, to keep law and order, to restore law and order, but face extreme difficulty in doing so without harming civilians. We should recognize that problem, and we should also be clear-eyed that there is an enormous propaganda effort underway directed from the Ukrainian government. In such circumstances, I commend sincerely the restraint and the judgment that the government here in Kyiv has shown throughout this crisis. The Ukrainian government has a responsibility to establish law and order and to protect the people of this country, but to do this while Russia is coordinating and instigating violence is immensely difficult, and it would be for any government.